Yo ho, yo ho ho. Okay, maybe for the first time ever, I'm gonna give it like a couple seconds because I'm just so tickled. Before I went on, here, I'll show you all real time magic. I cannot wipe the smile off my face. Do you guys remember? Hold on, hold on. Let me show. Let me tell homeboy I found it. Hold on. I found it. This is amazing. Hold on. Yes, yes, I'm live. I know. Small world, especially online. So there's my homie right there. Okay, there it is. He just okay. All right. So I don't know if anybody remembers. I came up on here, hit the good old live button, and I explained I was walking through the mall here in good old Florida. All right, and the biggest mall. This is one of the biggest malls in the country. When it first came out, it was like the second. And yo, what's up, Justo, Mr. President? Actions, not distractions. Tell me if you remember. Give me just a Y or an N here. Do you remember when I came up on here during my vacation and I explained I was walking through the Sawgrass Mall, which is like miles and miles long, and that there was not an Instagram chick. Well, yeah, an Instagram personality, and I thought she was an OnlyFans chick. Maxwell, what's up to you too, partner? If you are willing, by the way, I'm probably gonna drop the link. Queen. Okay, yes, Justin remembers. So let me give some context and let me thank my friend in real time. Let me give him a link to this. So my buddy from way back in the day, high school buddy, he sent me a picture, a little still image. Maybe tell me if you recognize this fool. Oh well, I have to kind of switch the cameras, genius. Here, come on, do the thing. Oh yeah, I got to do this. Sorry. I am totally good at this. All right, entire screen share. I remember once I couldn't do this live and everything was ruined. Okay, look at that, magical. So he sent me a picture of this, and I told you guys I on my vacation, staycation, whatever it was, that I ran into a chick I thought, and I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. Even though in this very video she asked me if I was willing to purchase feet pictures, and anyway, there's me. My friend sent me a picture. He's like, "Is that you?" I'm like, yeah. Wow. Where'd you find it?" And right before he could even send me the link, I didn't know the chick's name. I just remember before I agreed to go on video, I saw her get flipped off by the last person she interviewed, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do this. I got a podcast." She asked me what the podcast was, and she asked me off mic, so I didn't get to plug anything. I didn't care. It was all fun to me. There's my buddy there. He sent me the thing. There's the clip. So I saw her name. It's Grace Rain. Grace Rain. She's got a big presence on YouTube, and I still don't know if she's OnlyFans. Here we go. And there's me. There's little old me. How many? Let me see what I was dealing with here. How many followers? And yeah, I mean, look, you see this chick, you're gonna make assumptions. All right, wow, she's rounding up to 1 million. This chick, Grace Rain. She probably would not agree to do any kind of interviews. Her commentary and videos are very much apolitical. She doesn't care. Well, I'm making assumptions. She cares more about looking mighty fine and doing the milk prank challenge, pretending she's not being filmed. Grace Rain, no hatred. You got your A game. Let me see what they put live in real time. The video. Oh, they didn't do the whole thing. Not shocked. All right. My first time watching my debut. Cheers, V8 Splash. Get at me. Let's see. I know I did. I smacked her ass. I was asked to. Let's go.
Simon says
smack it hard.
I was not.
that's inappropriate, but okay. There you go.
Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'll give you at least a fucking 9.5.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. What can I do for the other 0.5?
Ah,
What a free
hold on,
sub.
hold on. All right. So what can I do for the other 0.5? Was her little teenage-looking boyfriend behind the cell phone camera going, ask him what it would take to get to the 0.5, and here she goes. Here.
To my OF.
I never subscribed to it, to be honest.
Would you subscribe to me?
I would consider a lot of things.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Simon says.
Oh my God, that's it? Are you gonna be kidding me? Come on, this is my time to stardom. I gotta check the comments.
Simon says,
smack.
I did not want to get myself a charge and like just grab it, which yes, I am human. I am but human male flesh. I considered smacking it and lifting her off the frickin' ground, but I had to, you had to be chill, man. Okay. I'm sure. Look, anybody that wants to take this clip and use it for your own means, say, "I found Eli. He's canceled." Have at it, please.
Make it hard.
that's inappropriate, but okay. There you go.
I look uncomfortable.
Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'll give you at least a fucking 9.5.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. What can I do for the other 0.5? How about a free sub to my OF?
I never subscribed to it, to be honest.
Would you subscribe to me?
I would consider a lot of things.
All right. Thank.
Okay. And they took out the fist bump. All right. Let me see. See, look, this guy knows what I'm talking about. Smack it hard, then get charged for sexual assault. Thank you, Andrew Webb. Looks like your daddy never told you how important you are. What the hell? Wow. Bet her dad's super proud. See, I knew I could find some good, wholesome hatred. Some of the youth of today cannot be embarrassed. They have no conscience. If that was to me, no, I cannot be embarrassed. Let me see. Oh, wow. Damn, son. Somebody called me a virgin. Oh, she's a pirate's dream, a sunken check. Oh, damn, dude. See, you know what? This all just makes me feel so much better. My God, there's so much hatred here about like all the stress we all think we have. Everybody's gone through their own stress trying to be any kind of public figure. But damn, dude, don't ever touch. You don't know where that's been. Jesus. I can tell he's a man of culture. Then she walks away and never talks to that sad man. You have to laugh. Yep. That was not a smack is correct. Sorry, I didn't expect this to go this direction, but I was sent that message. I usually don't like these videos, but this one was funny. She was mad proud of herself. She didn't actually think he would smack her out. Yeah, yep. Is that her replying? No. She had coal in the oven. I get the feeling she had coal in the oven. This guy is my idol. You know what? I'm gonna randomly, because I have the old school Sting shirt. Yo, what's up, dude? With a channel?
Okay, so this is another.
I'm subscribing to you because you just told me I'm your idol.
Simon says,
Shush, you. I must see more commentary, and then I'll get back to what I came here for. Oh, look, great. I know it's Grace Rain. Okay. Because she thinks she's a 10 makes her a 5 or a 4. Okay. All right. That's a lot of hatred. I didn't expect that. I thought some chick like that would be just I don't know, like millions of oogling viewers. It is all content though, right? How y'all doing today? By the way, real quick, and I got more clips. I promise. Wolverine, holy shit. Brother, it's been a long time and it's good to see you. Shabbat shalom, my friend. It's respectful. People I've met on YouTube has got to be Wolverine here throughout the tried and true, all the ridiculous things that we've been through. He's always been respectful. It looks like my connection might go loose and oh no, it's going back. It sounds like I'm giving real time commentary about an erection. It's going down. No, it's going back up. It's going up. He's still in the game. Okay, what's up, J Rod? What's up? Content. And I found me. I am not going viral. Not for that. It'll be over something far better. Let me see. All right, comments now. I guess hard segue and not fucking 9.5. I'm sorry. I'm tickled. Okay. It's going to be hard to switch up into a serious, and let me put it out there. If anybody has anything to add that might be a little hilarious anecdote, feel free. Please. Oh, and here's it's just a still image. Oh, did I show you? Okay. This is what's up, Indy. How you doing? Stupid joke, okay? And it's not a video, but it just rings true, right? So the context, here's a mother. She is distraught. She goes to the medicine cabinet, starts railing pills. Then the husband comes in. Joan, what's the matter? And there she goes, freaking out, drooling and crying. I found a joint in Randy's room. Illegal drugs? Where did we go wrong? And then they both commit to just downing wine and pills. And there's the kid in the back just probably buzzing a little bit like, damn, what the, I thought that was just fun and funny. This would be doxing people if I click this link. But I found one of my, okay, I don't know if I could call him a Democrat. He is a good friend of mine, but I have run into, okay, here's what we're going to do. About the sound of freedom. I don't want to show the names. I want to be respectful, but I would like to show and try to understand the position of the Democrats, because it's only the Democrats that are mad about the sound of freedom. And every time I say that, I feel about a millisecond of nervousness saying, say Sound of Music, say Sound of Music. No, Sound of Freedom. So here's my homeboy. He was a mixed martial arts fighter, and he's verifiably whooped my ass. So, wow, Sound of Freedom. He's just making a statement. He didn't even get up there looking to throw any blows. Wow, Sound of Freedom is at 3 in the box office despite low marketing. There was like no marketing. It took $14 million to make. So, first comments are positive. I have to see it. Have you seen it? He simply states, and he is as apolitical as they come. Definitely more left-leaning, but he will concede to right-wing points. Just he'll say what's good is what's good and what's bad is what's bad, which makes him to me not a typical Democrat, only by name. And those are the ones, like I'm noticing in one of the clips I saved, is a professor of a university who was a Democrat for life. He was groomed and indoctrinated to be and remain a Democrat. He became a Trump supporter, and he got to speak to AOC. That's the clip I actually originally came on to showcase. But before that, the point I want to make is the people that have been those lifelong Democrats and progressives, like myself and others. I think we are hopefully important voices that our counterparts, the right, I understand they I think appreciate or love seeing somebody that has quote unquote seen the light, right? And getting to see the DNC and the left wing propaganda machine and how they're really trying to come for your rights under the pandering of somehow giving you more rights that doesn't exist. You have the rights you're born with, inalienable rights. Period. They're there. They're freedoms. They're rights. It's born of your amendments. Somehow the democratic hive mind gets to mind swipe you into thinking that you don't have as many rights as you do. And the clip I have, she literally makes an argument for stripping free speech away. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. So first, I'm looking at one of my exes here. She comments. She doesn't speak to me anymore because the Q on and what am I gonna call her? I gotta give her a name. We're gonna call her Betty. Betty says, because the QAnon community have been promoting it in their community, I hear it's all MAGA hats in attendance. My homeboy Mark says, interesting. You know, propaganda films used to be a thing back in the day. He always gives a point of concession to both the left and the right. I get frustrated. I get frustrated because she didn't earn that and she's wrong. You can say it's a MAGA supported film. She goes on to say it's only because QAnon says it's a good movie, and I'm already thumping my head saying, how are you going to vilify a movie about putting a dent in or shining a light on child trafficking? How do you make that a bad thing? How do you take a public stance of saying that true story about saving children from evil cartel members or government whatever groups is a bad position? So I reply immediately. I said, right wing does not equal Q. This is not a propaganda film and does not attack our government. It cites real stats and facts. It just so happens that it has found a home with the typically right wing audience, which I don't fully understand. There's another old friend of mine talking to her, and here's where I go a little bit more ham. She made a point to another buddy of mine saying, maybe I can torrent it so I don't give my money away. She thinks somehow giving the money for Sound of Freedom is giving money to what, Trump? Like, how this thing is too crazy right now. Sorry, the volume on this is too strong. How can you equate your hatred for a politician is so strong that suddenly anything that comes out, no matter what, no matter how good or pure or just anything in general, you can somehow have that Trump derangement syndrome is real, and it's manifested in my ex here. We'll call her Betty. She somehow thinks because people that support Trump want to see this movie, therefore somehow Trump's going to profit off of the Sound of Freedom. Oh, Betty, Betty, Betty. There was a good reason I left you high and dry back in the day. Mostly because you lied about being married and having a husband. Remember that? I hope you watched this. So she said maybe not give my money away. I have researched my comments a little. Shut up. Don't have time, energy, or F's to give it more than that. Look I to the keyed actor too. What? Look I to the lead actor. What's wrong with Jim Caviezel? All right, so here's where I tag her. Betty, the tickets are pre-bought for you by other people that want the message of child trafficking to be stopped. No need to wait or worry about your money going towards anybody else. Somebody's purchased it for you. And then I give her the good what for, the 1-2 punch. Disney bought the rights to the film back in 2016 or 2018 and shelved it. Hulu, Prime, and Netflix refused it. Angel Studios bought it and showed it. Despite that, massive hit. Why does it seem you're demonizing a film also based on a true story about child trafficking? I have not received an answer yet. Will I get one? We'll find out. And then I go and I say, 14 million to make, and it's an MFN hit. And I said, saving this post commentary for the show. So here we are. Let me check. Can anybody understand? Like I know it's beyond my grasp. I cannot understand why or how somebody can make this a political hit piece and make it like somehow if you watch it you're a right wing bigot, crazy conspiracy theorist, Trump supporting QAnon MAGA. That's what my ex Betty just did, and it makes me sad. And you know what? She's not going to go ahead and have a dialogue with me. She's not going to listen to any of the truth and or talking points. Oh, YouTube spams the content out. Okay, I'm sorry. That was about the video that I showed earlier. So this is the most evil, despicable thing that I can't understand. And it makes me feel dirty that I left the Democrats. I still feel dirty. I'm glad that it's something in the past. But I just can't believe that there is a side that is celebrated and is amongst the two-party system, 50-50 split, which you can never define America as, but that's the stance you want to take. Bold move. Bold move. So, all right, here's a video that I wanted to show about the college professor that was a lifelong Democrat and totally schools Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, somebody who I used to consider one of my representatives because she was all for the health care. And then she ended up voting for Nancy Pelosi. So, and she defends her she does it right here. Ilhan Omar. I don't want to be labeled a xenophobe, but I don't care what people say. It doesn't make it true. I have massive issues with countries that practice Islam as their main religion. I may have my issues with religion in general. I may have my issues with indoctrination and trying to pretty much just get an ideology into a child's mind at a young age and make sure it continues to blossom and grow. I take issue with that regardless. That's my stance. But well, I guess I'm with that being said, let me just play this clip real quick and rip the band-aid off. Oh, Ilhan Omar, yeah, that's right. Islam being it's an issue for people that live in Islamic states. You cannot deny that. You can't utilize your First Amendment right like you can here in the United States and say anything bad about Islam. If you say anything bad about Allah, you will be put to your death. They will publicly lash you if you make videos that are too modernized or Western. There's a story I remember about there was 6 girls, beautiful girls. All they did was not wear their hijabs. They did not wear the proper Muslim or Islam attire. They had Western clothing and they were dancing to a song, a very popular pop culture Western song. Well, their government found them, made them apologize to the country. I want to say Saudi Arabia. These are our allies, by the way. We pay our arms and legs and everything to get their oil, right? We are still dependent on foreign powers, yet somehow we're able to also spend endless amounts of money on foreign conflicts that have nothing to do with us. Ukraine. So, yeah, and they were beaten in public, not on video. They were beaten until their flesh was ripped off of their backs, and they apologized and had to smash their phones. That was a year or two ago. Anyway, this will all make sense as to why I'm even talking about it when we listen to AOC defend her friend Ilhan Omar.
Hello, Ms. Cortez. My name is James Scott Berry. I want to admit I, too, am a registered Republican. However, my mantra of my life is always be willing to be wrong. So maybe you or some of my friends here can convince me to be a Democrat, okay? I'm always
I'll
open.
take you up on it.
I used to always call myself a demo pub anyway since I was a teenager. I have two quick questions. If I have the time to get them in, we'll see. The first one is on going back to your gun safety idea, but I just wanted to come indirectly at that and ask you if you would be willing to investigate the over 3 million incidences of violent acts and threats of violence allowed in our schools against teachers and against fellow students every year. Now, if you need, I have documentation, government documentation for that. Secondly, I think we can all agree.
And just in good faith, I want to thank the channel Sanjay Maker Tips. They have about 2 channels for having these clips archived. So thank you. I hope fair use is appropriate.
That in every communist country, you don't have free speech. You're not free to hate the communist government or the leaders. In every Muslim country, you certainly don't have free speech to hate Allah or Muhammad or the Quran. You can be killed or put in prison by nightfall.
Just to let you
She gets triggered immediately by him making a statement. It wasn't even a broad stroke, but you can broad stroke. Any country where Islam is the dominant religion, that directly equals to an acceptable punishment if you criticize it. So let me see her backpedal and wiggle her way out and defend it in one fell swoop.
I would just caution against, I would just
Caution against what? Countries that beat children for asking questions, or women that don't have rights or can't drive. Go ahead, Miss Progressive. Do explain. You used to be a hero to me.
against really characterizing all predominantly Muslim countries the same. Turkey and many other nations do have democracies, but
You just named one, but the consequences remain the same.
I do think that there are certain nations like Saudi Arabia, which even my colleague in Congress, Ilhan Omar, has very much spoken truth to power in some of those issues that you bring up as well.
From the comforts of living in the United States of America, Miss Cortez. She can't say the things she has spoken about Saudi Arabia in Saudi Arabia. Hell, I'm sure she'd be marked right now. And she's had no shortage of showing her fervent hatred as she wears that very hijab, which I would assume, maybe this is my xenophobia, I would assume is a symbol of her gender being silenced and disrespected and knowing their place in the kitchen. Okay, that's the very Old Testament Islamic style right there. So yes, great. Ilhan Omar can sit in the comfort of America with her Antifa BLM checks coming in from the Democratic Party and all their incitements, and it's all a business. They're all connected. Okay, check out Candace Owens looking at the 1099s or whatever, the W-2s of BLM. Go ahead and see for yourself. So yeah, anyway, I hope Ilhan Omar does at least acknowledge that she can say what she says only because she's here. She can talk about how beautiful it is from here, but why not practice what you preach? Go in the very place that you are speaking truth to power.
Well, but I just wanted to
Let's see if you come back.
Well, I have friends in almost every Muslim country in the world, and so I know what I'm talking about, and I know even in the supposedly democracies, they will put you to death if you criticize and blaspheme Muhammad, or at least put you in prison. You do not have the freedom to blaspheme Muhammad, okay? So
That's a professor of a university. Next.
I'm just saying, though, is that growing even in the European socialist countries, in Europe and Canada, now...
You know what I learned recently, and I would never have admitted this when I was a Democrat or just a hardcore progressive. Denmark literally reached out to Bernie Sanders and begged him, and they begged, demanded, if that's a thing. They said, please stop calling us a socialist country. They are a capitalist country by nature, with more socialistic aspects, but much more of a homogenous society. It is incomparable to say the United States can be a Denmark. You can maybe talk philosophy, but anyway, that's something I had to rip off my chest.
You can easily face fines or imprisonment if you use critical hate speech against certain people groups. So, my question is, I think we can all agree that love is the greatest aspect of humanity. But would you also agree that the greatest freedom in America and in any free country is the freedom to hate? And this goes to the debate on our college campuses. The freedom to hate is the greatest freedom because in many countries you cannot. Mm-hmm. And in America, you can hate, well, my time was a little bit taken, okay? In America, you can hate Donald Trump, and because it's not against the law, he cannot put you in prison. Isn't that a great thing? Okay.
By the way, in the background, they are now trying to take his mic time away. So this is going to get more interesting and more aggressive. And I hope that the government sees incidents like this and imagines them amplified. Imagine them as they already are with the mainstream media, or even as we are the so-called right stream media, because we have picked ourselves up by the bootstraps and we speak our truth, and it's actually gaining traction. For example, Sound of Freedom in the movies being still number 3 in the box office. Imagine a collective response from trying to silence the vast majority, the great silent majority. Imagine, this is one man, one professor of a university that they try to silence, and it gets ugly. Just imagine, multiply that to what it could be if you dare.
I think I understand where you're trying to go here, and I think part of it is, I think at the bedrock of what you're discussing is freedom of speech, right, and the freedom of expression.
Right.
And that is what I would call it.
Yes.
I think that we have a freedom to express ourselves, but we should also know that in the United States, there are also limitations on our freedom of speech.
No, only if it involves violence or threats, things that are illegal.
So she's coming out the gates with, there are limitations to that beautiful First Amendment, right? Like, yeah, for, I guess, clicking a box for terms of service for TikTok and YouTube, sure. What, are you going to take that position? So let's hear her start to romanticize about limitations on free speech.
But that's not free speech. That's threat. Threats are not free speech.
So, and also, beyond violence,
I don't think you should say that.
I think other YouTubers should take good mention and take that to heart regarding threats, by the way. Just saying that. Now we're going to back it up.
That's not free speech. That's threat. Threats are not free speech.
So, and also, beyond violence,
I don't think you should say that. I don't think you should say that because that's confusing the issue.
Sir, you have your time.
Well, sir, I think it's also...
He's shouting because they took the mic away, by the way.
With respect, I think it's confusing to say that all Muslim countries would throw folks in prison.
Well,
I think...
Go.
I'm just want to introduce some nuance to the conversation.
Go over there. Go do it. Go do it and see if you come back alive.
So,
he's agitated because they're trying to silence him. That's fascism.
I just want to throw some nuance into the conversation, and I'm not trying to have an argument here. I want to have a discussion.
Well, you are having an argument, and I would be glad to argue with you. I'd be glad to debate. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. Are you willing to be wrong?
And absolutely, sir. And I'm absolutely open to being proven wrong on many issues. So when it comes, I'll just let you know my perspective. We can disagree at the end of it, but I want to at least let you know my perspective. My perspective is that we absolutely have a protected freedom of speech. Someone can say, I hate so-and-so, and that is protected speech.
Sure.
I hate Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
When we think about one of the landmark freedom of speech cases brought down by the Supreme Court, one of those cases and one of the verdicts said another form of speech that is not protected is yelling fire in a crowded movie theater.
Because you're killing people.
That will force people to trample one another.
Right.
And so that's not protected speech. So
you can yell.
You could see where she's going, like in like the grander scheme with that one, right? You can already taste it. She's going to correlate this somehow to January 6th. It's in the air. It's palatable. Yeah, I taste J6 coming.
Fire in the theater if there's a fire.
If there's a fire.
Okay, so
Right.
that's a ridiculous argument.
Right, sir, but he's saying, you know,
She's arguing with me. I
in the
have the right
landmark
to
speech.
answer
No,
her.
sir, it's fine.
But because they turned
microphone.
my mic off, okay, so I have to raise my voice. You fascists turn my mic off.
Oh, sir, no, it's, and you can turn his mic on. You don't have to cut it off. I did not ask
Thank
that to
you
happen.
very much.
No, it's totally fine. For me, I think
That lets her look like the good guy when she's still pandering for the bad guys.
Fascist.
and so I think for me, sir, it's my concern is we have freedom to say, I hate this, I hate that. Where I do get concerned is where that line is played with so that we have plausible deniability to incite violence against people. I don't think that the president should have tweeted that video that he tweeted. Do I think he should have gone to jail for it? Absolutely not. But I don't think he should have done that. I think that by endangering Congresswoman Omar, he was playing with
The video in question, it's important to know, is just her very own words, her comments about being anti-American. She doesn't come out and say, I'm anti-American. Her words are anti-American. So he played and compiled clips of her speaking very critically against this country, of which she was elected. So, yeah, that's the video.
with this line. And
Well, I disagree. She endangered herself, okay? That's not endangerment
And
by
sir-
showing the truth. So showing the truth is endangerment. It's inciting violence to show the truth. That is fascism.
well, sir, I don't think anyone's trying to ban that speech.
His right to show the truth of what happened is just as valid as her right
It is.
to say whatever she wants to say.
And sir, that's why he's not being, that's why there's no charges being brought
And
up
being
against
criticized
him.
by you as though there should be charges.
No, I don't think there should be charges. I
Yes,
want to make
because
sure
you
that I
say he's
clarify.
inciting violence against her.
I think he is.
In the papers and in the public, her name is supporting every call for charges to be brought up when that occasion had occurred regarding the video.
That's absurd. You cannot incite violence.
Yeah, well, I think he
Inciting
is.
violence is illegal.
Do you hear that, government? That great silent majority clapping? Uh-huh.
Right. And so,
Inciting
okay, and sir, I think one of the larger, questions that we have here is that if we're explicitly talking about, do we have the right to say, I hate so-and-so, I hate this, you even have the right, yes, to be bigoted in America. Absolutely. You absolutely have the right to be bigoted in America.
Right.
My question is, why do you want to, not you, but why would one want to be bigoted in America?
It doesn't matter.
Is the
I don't want to
larger
be bigoted. I
question.
grew up as a conservative Christian. I love every Muslim. I love the Muslims that would kill my family, okay? But I'm
Okay, then I'm mistaken. I said this man was a Democrat. I have to apologize. This is live. I did hear because he said, I grew up as a Repub baby or something. I thought that had meant he was Democratic at one point. So I got a kowtow to that.
telling you that the greatest freedom is for us to allow anyone who wants to hate.
And that's unfortunately where it cuts off. But that's just the hypocrisy I wanted to showcase. I felt it has its place. It's important. Okay. Hey, what's up, Global Watchman News? Big shout out. And we can laugh about the Facebook silliness. I know what happened. It's all good. And I look forward to speaking with you again. Eli trying to get us. Sorry, D-Lib. Yeah, day off. So random. I am going to go to, the pool and hopefully find something to do that's, I don't know, worthwhile. Day off. Family's going to the doctor. Oh, and I got some doctoral news myself. I have gotten to found out through a series of blood work why I've been feeling so low energy at times. Like, it's a damn shame. I'll get 2 days off one day. I just spend sleeping way too much. So now I know why, and it can be treated. And I feel just so relieved and thankful that August 14th, I can start something that will take this burden away. Because it really does take it can add to any depression if I feel like I'm not taking advantage of living or being alive and, making the most of my time. So I'm very happy about that. So anyway, let me see if there's any comments that shall be. Oh, Trisha, big shout out. I'm constantly trying to listen to, well, everything that I can while I'm working, although I get in mad trouble or whatever the case. I'm a sponge and I have to listen to everything I possibly can. We are allowed to not accept what we don't agree with. Thank you, J-Rod. That's something I feel like people like Alexandria Cortez, Nina Turner, and Ilhan Omar, I used to call them the Pelosi squad before they were known as the Progressive Squad, because they all sold out the people, the constituency that they represent, the moment they put their names under Pelosi. And now that Pelosi is no longer in office, they have become the very network that they criticized, that they grew to be thrown up on the map, on the pedestal. And they betrayed all of us. It is their betrayal that created the strong, now conservative representative voices like me. It took a massive betrayal, time and time again, to create the me that we have now. I will be the voice of being betrayed, and I am seeing more dissenting voices the more I look. The left will be the reason they eat themselves alive, but I am still very concerned. Nothing takes away from my concern of their far-reaching powers and what they can still accomplish with our elections looking as they do, with Fox News continuing to backpedal. I learned today that Fox News has a whistleblower, another whistleblower. This one came out because I don't know how this one makes sense, okay? None of this makes sense. I want to make it very clear. Mainstream equals lies. Turn it off right now if it's on. Fox News has a whistleblower of somebody that's been with them for years that put out the proof that they are connected to donating to hugely known left radical charities. Left-wing radical charities. Why would Fox News, which is supposed to be the only bastion of some form of speech that's not the mainstream biased left-wing media, MSNBC, CNN, MSNBC, CB, whatever, BBC, all of them. The one channel that was the one place we could go to not hear the same shit is still benefiting and profiteering and sending money, just like all the others, to the same fucking places. They do not represent and practice what they preach. Do not be a part of the hypocrisy. Do not agree to be a part of the problem. I ask you to please listen whenever you hear whistleblower. Watch anytime you see bipartisan bills being pushed forward, because that means the left and the right see an opportunity to profiteer at the expense of the American taxpayer and push something that will be recognized as law. Just like Ted Cruz's affirmation to put warning labels on devices that are capable of recording you visually or audibly and listening in. That means they can walk all the way around the Fourth Amendment and can legally listen to you because, hey, when you bought it, you knew. When you bought it, you knew the capabilities of the refrigerator, air fryer, ceiling fan, smart lamp, thermostat. So then you surrender your own rights. You spit on the Fourth Amendment if that bill passes. The only foot in front of the door of that bill is Rand Paul. That bill is H.R. 538. I wrote it down. H.R. 538. We have to do something. Just keep your eyes ever so vigilant. Blackguard, Vanguard, damn right, all a part of Fox News. We have no mainstream. What the left thinks is a great insult when they say you're part of the right stream media. I hear that with pride and I say, well, thank you. That means I looked at how things were and how they want it to be and said, no, I will have no part of it and I will plant my own seed. And that's what we do here on this channel while we still have the ability before we do the mass exodus to Rumble and every other place that will host a voice that has no fear. Have a great day. That's it. I'm out.